Hello, everybody. Hello. Hopefully you can... Are we? Let me just double check. Okay. We there? This is weird. It's telling me I'm live, and yet... I guess maybe it's because we haven't really started yet. Well, hold on. I'm seeing some signs. There we go. Okay, we are live. Okay. So I know we're technically starting a little bit early, but because of the delay, I think it'll end up being... You're just going to watch me, like, sit here doing nothing for a little bit. Anyway, though, let me get into it. So, Wo-Chien. Now, of all the, what do you call it? These Pokemon with these abilities, like the Wo-Chien, Tinglu, Qianpao, Chiyu. My favorite is Chiyu. But Wo-Chien is a close second. I'm a big fan of slugs. You guys know I'm a big Goodra fan. So, yeah, I'm excited to give Wo-Chien a try. Now, there is, I think, only one Wo-Chien set that really deserves any respect at all. And I could see Terra Poison. I've seen Terra Fairy work as well, but we can maybe decide that later. But and yes, also please do like the stream, join the Discord. Also, guys, we have, well, I'll announce it later, but we've got a gym tournament coming up. But anyway, let me talk about the Pokemon first. Leech Seed, Protect, Sub, Knock. This is, in my opinion, the strongest Wo-Chien set by far in the current metagame. And you need a little bit of speed because we do want to outpace Kingambit. Do we want to outspeed Jolly Gambit? Kind of tempted to, honestly. Jolly Gambit be real. It's out there. Yeah, it really is out there. So we can decide that later. I'll start with just mostly defense invested for now. But yeah, Wo-Chien has an ability that lowers this Tablets of Ruin, lowers the opponent's attack, effectively making it really, really, really bulky, is basically Wo-Chien's claim to fame here. And of course, Knockoff is a great move. The 32 PP in particular is absolutely crucial here. PP is a big deal, especially when you're only running one attack. This Wo-Chien set does a few things pretty well. Now, let's talk about some other Wo-Chien sets. So some do run Body Press, which hits Kingambit, unless they, of course, Terra. Basically, all Wo-Chien are going to run Knockoff. Some run Ruination. Ruination is a really solid move. I think all of the... Does Chiyu have Ruination? Or Qianpao? I don't know, but at least I know Tinglu and Wo-Chien do. Some even run taunt sets, try to be like breakers. Stun Spore is absolutely a very real option as well. Being able to paralyze stuff is pretty nice. So I'm not saying the set we're running is like the only one that has any kind of a chance, but I do think it is the best. I guess you could run Poison Powder too, but that seems pretty bad. Growth could be kind of funny, honestly, because it gets Giga Drain. Giga Drain is, of course, a popular option as well. So, and then, yeah, Foul Play, right? Of course, how could I forget? Foul Play is a popular option on Wo-Chien as well. A lot like to run that. And actually, Wanawa in chat recommending Foul Play over Substitute, which I could see, because Foul Play allows this thing to actually be an answer to SD Ogerpon, which is pretty clutch. So we might end up going Foul Play. It does help it be a little bit more consistent in dealing with Dragonite as well. Sub is really good for a lot, though. Yeah, like Sub Seed is just a really, really nice combo. So we can decide. We can say move pool considerations, and we can add. So we'll just put our current move pool, of course. Leech Seed, Protect, Substitute, Knockoff, Foul Play. I guess we can put Stun Spore, Ruination, and Giga Drain. I think these are like the real moves that Wo-Chien gets. But I'm thinking we do keep Substitute. Sub Seed is a really, really nice combo. that's very irritating for hyper offense teams to deal with. So we're probably going to keep with this set, but I will consider foul play. Now, Wo-Chien. So let me address the stall question, the elephant in the room. Could we build a Wo-Chien stall? Absolutely. It wouldn't be that hard. Wo-Chien does a few things that stall values. It's really good against Garg. It's a really consistent King Gambit answer. Leech Seed just generally, it can, with foul play, it's really good against SD Wellspring, which stall, of course, struggles with. So, yeah, like we absolutely could make a Wo-Chien stall right now. I don't want to make a Wo-Chien stall, though, and I don't think it's really that creative or interesting. Not only has it been done before, it's really just super easy to slap any Pokemon on stall. Like, you've seen, like, recently with, like, Komala, we've seen, like, a Sableye stall. We've seen, we've seen, like, Sticky Hold Hydrapple stall. You could basically put any Pokemon that's bulky on a stall team and, like, get to rank 1. I mean, it's just not that hard, especially with stall teams being able to kind of just adjust their Terra types to whatever's currently popular and, counter team people on the ladder. Like, you can get to rank 1 with 5 stall Pokemon plus anything. It's been done with a Pikachu in the past. So, on top of not making super enjoyable content and that I wouldn't really love it just to build a stall team, because I think games take way too long. I think it's just too easy, honestly. Like, yes, we could, if you want to see a Wo-Chien stall, it's already been done several times, and any like Quagsire, obviously, you can make a Reuniclus stall, you can make a Slowbro stall, Talonflame's been done on stall, you can make a Suicune stall, you can make an Avalugg stall. Like, it's like, oh, it's hype, I made an it's a stall team, but it has an Avalugg. It's like, no, you can make anything work on stall. That's kind of my point here. So I want to try to do something interesting and try to build a balance / bulky offense with Wo-Chien. And I know balance is in kind of a rough place right now, but I feel like it's the only archetype Wo-Chien is realistically going to fit on. But I haven't fully decided on the archetype yet. So let's do some analysis on what this Pokemon actually does, and then we can maybe decide what it seems like it would fit on. And someone said Banded. I don't think Banded Wo-Chien is the move at all. Its physical move pool is pretty disappointing. Yeah, like, it doesn't get any coverage. So we're not going to do that. I guess Power Whip is kind of cool. Yeah, but anyway, no, we're not doing Banded Wo-Chien. So let's talk about Wo-Chien does. Or let's say, like, Wo-Chien, and we'll do pros and cons. So I think, or we'll do we want to do it like this? Let's say, sure, we'll do pros, cons, and then walled by. All of these, I think, are going to be relevant. So one of the pros that I think is significant handles Dragonite. Now, I will say Terra Blast Fairy and especially Terra Blast Flying sets are pretty devastating. If we know it's one of those, like we scout with Protector, well, then we get Encored, so we can't do that. Ban Dragonite. But anyway, we can Terra to deal with any Dragonite if we so choose. So, like Terra Fairy or something. Somebody in the comments, recommending Fake Stall. Fake Stall is a terrible archetype. It relies upon your opponent not having knowledge, and the second they understand what you're doing, you just have a crappy team. So we're not going to do that. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So it handles Dragonite, which is really nice. It handles Kingambit, which is really nice. And the fact that it does this on two of the most common, devastating Terra users is huge. It really is. So being able to handle these two threats is pretty awesome, and I think Wo-Chien deserves some major respect for that. I think it handles Garganacl, so it's not doing a lot reliably, but these are 3 Pokemon that are really nice to have solid answers to, and I think that definitely deserves being acknowledged. Let's see. What else does it do? That's about it, honestly. That's about it. Spreads knockoff. Spreads knockoff, which is nice. But yeah, I'm not going to lie to you guys and say Wo-Chien's like a great Pokemon. It's definitely not. But I think it's better than people give it credit for. And I think we'll be surprised by how it performs. I do believe in this set. Now, cons. I think the biggest one is U-turn. And just generally not doing it's sort of a Terra Hog, and then not doing very much. It's not reliably doing hardly anything. It does stuff, but it doesn't reliably do almost anything, which is obviously not ideal. Yeah, it handles a lot of things with Terra, but I don't think we want to really give it too much credit there. Watch there be a Terra Grass Kingambit first game, honestly. That would be pretty tragic. But no, like it's Terra Grass is insanely low usage on Kingambit. Like almost nobody's especially it used to be here when Spore was a thing, but Terra Grass is now at like 0.3% usage. So we better not run into that. That would be really annoying. Yeah, no, Mean Look is cheese. We're not doing that. Mean Look doesn't help you when people do the most obvious thing and just switch into something that wants to be in against Wo-Chien. It's like, oh, I Mean Looked their Clefable. Great. Like, no, you're going to get destroyed. Does this thing have any setup? Does that, like, curse? I don't think it has curse. No. Okay, it could have been maybe funny with setup, but I digress. Let's, so, yeah, this is kind of a weird list of things. I think we'll maybe get some more insight. Let's get some more insight based on what it's walled by, because really Wo-Chien is here's its role. It's not a Pokemon that's good in the team builder. That is something you all have to acknowledge. I have to acknowledge, we all have to acknowledge, it's not good in the builder. It reliably does almost nothing. It can't really be relied upon for, it can deal with like Specs Pult. Like it will be a Ghost Resist, but it doesn't actually beat Gholdengo. So it can't be counted on to do much. It can't be counted on to do much. Yeah, and we're not running growth. So yeah, that's one, but you can't really count on it. It's not reliable at anything, but it's an annoyer of a Pokemon. But not only, it's an inconsistent annoyer, because sometimes your opponent will just have a Clefable, and you're like, well, I guess I'm knocking off a Clefable, and that's all I'm doing this entire game, at least on the offensive side. Gliscor, pretty rough as well. You don't technically get walled by it, but it can slow your progress pretty well. Corviknight as well. And once again, these are like kinda gets walled by these, because it does technically beat them with Leech Seed and Knock Off eventually, but they just switch out and PP stall it pretty easily. So that's part of the issue, but yeah, basically Wo-Chien does not reliably do anything at all. It's not reliably annoying. It's not reliably stopping sweepers. It's not a reliable defensive wall, but I think it'll be better in practice than it is in the builder. That's my hope. So we're going to, and then I guess we should add Ghost Resist. What we basically are trying to do here, I'm going to try and I'm trying to think of how to put this. Combine all of the strange things Wo-Chien does. Put it on a team that appreciates all those strange things, if I can find it. And hope it's better in practice than it appears in the builder. The hard part about this is that on one hand, we're building with a defensive Pokemon, which is always harder to do than an offensive Pokemon. Because instead of asking ourselves, you know, what does this team need? Oh, it needs this combination of factors. It really needs a Wo-Chien. We can't just fish for that. We have to start with Wo-Chien and ask ourselves, what wants this support? Which is always a more difficult question to kind of think about it that way. Yeah, so this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. So let's write down what it's walled by first, because I will say, I think to have a team built around this inconsistent annoyer, we want to have Pokemon that can at least take advantage of the things it struggles with. Like, we want to have something that can switch into Clefable and wreak havoc at a bare minimum. I think that we need to be doing that. And we need to have answers to U-turn Pokemon, obviously, as well. Now, and then the other thing to consider is balance is just not in a good state right now. I think we still try to make balance work, but we don't want to be too passive. We want this team to be, if it can be, as much on the aggressive side as we can manage. Now, I will say the U-turn problem with Wo-Chien is not as bad as it seems. Like, let me give an example here. Like, what's I guess like a common U-turner? I mean, we can look at Ogerpon, for example. Let's check an Ogerpon calc, right? Ogerpon Wellspring. You see, U-turn is doing like 60 to Wo-Chien. It's not killing it. It's still a defensive Wo-Chien. And something like a Landorus, like a defensive Landorus well, that's minus attack, which is not that common anymore. But a defensive Landorus is not even doing half with a U-turn. So with Leech Seed in particular, it's not very hard to heal these things off. Wo-Chien's HP stat is also not that great. It's mostly in defense and in the ability where the bulk comes from, which actually is good for us here, because that Leech Seed will be recovering a pretty hefty chunk, because almost everything in OU, not almost everything, a lot of things in OU actually have higher HP than Wo-Chien, which is really nice. So it's not as bad as it seems, but I'm counting on Wo-Chien being better in practice than it is in the builder. If it's not, that's going to suck, and we're going to have kind of a rough stream, and that'll just be how it'll be. But I'm choosing to hope, and we'll see. So yeah, it's walled by Clefable, it's walled by Gliscor, Corviknight, and once again, it's not like super hard walled by these things, but they're tough. I think Moltres and Zapdos should be on this list as well. We can knock them, and I guess we should say it spreads. Yeah, we already did say it spreads knockoff. So it does get the knockoff, but it's not really answering these Pokemon. Someone asked what makes things rough for balance right now. Just the same thing as always, bunch of crazy Terra Sweepers. Wellspring, Dragonite, and Kyurem are the main things. Like, there's literally no defensive way to answer those Pokemon, so all you can really do is pressure them offensively, like just attack them, hit them hard, which is something offense teams don't struggle with, but balance teams do, because balance teams have walls that allow things like Kyurem to get in, set up, start clicking attacks, and then Stall is so bulky it has the team slots to have walls to cover those threats, but balance is sort of just stuck in this bad state in the middle where it's unable to handle a lot of the threats. Why not take advantage of Wo-Chien's high special attack and have another knocker instead? It is 95, 10 points higher than attack. Like, what high special? It's not like it's 135. If its special attack was high, I mean, maybe we would be using a Specs Wo-Chien. But no, knockoff is a really, 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 like, broken move. So we're going to use that. I mean, not broken, but it's really good. Knockoff's a really good move. Its special move pool is just not that great. And it's 10 difference. I mean, Dragapult has a higher physical attack, but it gets Draco. So, can heal teammates. Yeah, I guess can heal teammates with Leech Seed, but like, how often is that really going to happen? Let's see. Are there any other things that have a really easy time dealing with Wo-Chien? How much is Pecharunt taking? I feel like Pecharunt is going to be a bit of a problem. Yeah, that's I mean, we're not going to be bold, but that's not terrible damage, honestly. Actually, with the limitation of recovers, I'm going to say Pecharunt is not a huge obstacle in our path, and we can also stall out Malignant Chain, which is good. Someone asked what happened to Wendy D's. Great question. I don't know what happened to Wendy D's. It's a shame. It really is a shame, isn't it? I thought they were, thought Wendy D's was still alive, but maybe they are. Who knows? Oh, actually, there is one more pro. Really nice, great Tusk switch in. Unless fighting coverage, but that's pretty rare. How much do we take from like a great Tusk close combat? Probably a lot. Yeah, we take a lot. Yeah, that's quite a bit. But we switch into like the standard ice spinner sets really well. So, okay, let's think here. Are there any other Pokemon that are significant that Wallet? I don't think so. Nothing else really like switching into Leech Seed, taking knockoffs. Yeah, nothing's having a good time with that. Let's look in the low tiers a bit. Anything notable here that's switching into Leech Seed? Hydrapple. Yeah, Hydrapple is tough. Hydrapple. Not super high usage, but it's there. I don't think Mandibuzz has enough usage to realistically consider. Sinistcha, Strength Sap does not go through subs, so we actually smoke Sinistcha, which is really nice. And I'll say Toxapex as well is not ideal. That can heal on us pretty well. So yeah, I mean, Tusk can knock Wo-Chien, obviously. I mean, Wo-Chien doesn't love getting knocked off. It's not the end of the world, though. We do want to knock Absorber, though. It doesn't like getting knocked. Knock off. So what we want is, we want Knock Absorber, Strong Contact Punisher, removal, because Wo-Chien hates all hazards. All entry hazards, and then Pokemon that switch into and threaten things that wallet, things that ball Wo-Chien. Whoops, Wo-Chien. Okay, someone wanted me to check Mandibuzz usage rates. Let's do it. Mandibuzz of like less than 1%. We're good. Okay. Actually, what's Hydrapple? Yeah, Hydrapple's over twice as common as Mandibuzz. And honestly, Mandibuzz, like, no recovery, hates getting knocked off. It's like, it's fine. Honestly, I think it's fine. 96 speed outruns King Gambit. That's why we're running it. So, that's a lot of things that we want. And I still am struggling to see, like, what kind of team. Wo-Chien performs well against what archetypes? I don't really know. I think Hyper Offense. I feel like Wo-Chien should be good against HO teams, but like, to be perfectly frank, I don't know how that'll pan out when we test it. So, you know, we'll see. I think Wo-Chien will be good against HO, but I feel like it might just be good against random teams, which is part of the difficulty. Like, I feel like it's a very, very matchup kind of Pokemon, but I think Wo-Chien should be good against Hyper Offense teams. So that could be good. I use Munch stats to check usage rates. Somebody asked in stats. I much prefer it to Pikalytics now. It gives a lot more data, like Terra types, which maybe there was a button for that on Pikalytics, but I never found it. Does Hat wall this? Not really. So the thing is with Hatterene, like, yes, it's not great, but you can knock it off and then I guess slowly kind of chip it down with knock. But, you know, I'd say that's a good enough. It's worth considering. I think we'll put Hatterene on the list because it can switch in so many times. I think that's worth mentioning. I don't think we want to go with Iron Moth. Iron Moth is not a consistent Pokemon, and you don't want to stack inconsistency on inconsistency on inconsistency unless... you don't want to stack inconsistency unless... What am I trying to say? Unless you're running Hyper Offense, basically. And someone asked if a Wogrepon can wall it, and I actually will put Synthesis Wellspring. Because non-Synthesis Wellspring is probably just going to lose to knockoff spam, but we do have to be ready for the Synthesis sets, which are unfortunately very real. I can't believe more people don't want this thing banned. But let's check and see. Synthesis usage is... I'm shocked it's so low. Synthesis sets are pretty good, but I guess nobody's run like less than 5% usage. So with that in mind, I'll take it off the list, because evidently Synthesis is like not really a thing. But Wellspring can switch in enough times that I think we still probably leave it on the list. Can Encore Dragonite be a wall? No, because you Leech Seed it, and then it's like Encore D-Knight don't have healing, except the sets that run Terra Blast Flying, which, you know, like, look, there's a Dragonite for every team. You're never going to be able to cover every Dragonite set, but most Encore sets, you can Leech, Tact, and you'll get past them okay. You'll get past them okay. Okay, so with this in mind, we need definitely something that can punish U-turn. I think let's some possible partners. I think a really obvious one is Moltres. Few people mentioned it. Resists fire, resists what am I trying to say? Resists fire, resists fairy. Both things Wo-Chien struggles with. It obviously punishes U-turn really hard, so Moltres kind of an obvious pick here for a few reasons. It also just, you know, deals with Will-O-Wisp, which of course Wo-Chien really does not like status. And Moltres can also kind of act as a knock absorber. Obviously it hates losing its boots, but if you have good enough hazard support, that can work okay as well. So, you know, that's an option. Some recommendations for Helmet Tusk. Guys, we don't need one Pokemon that does all of these things. We just need this on the team. You feel me? Okay, but Defog Corv is something I could see myself legitimately considering here, though. Yeah, I think a Defog Corv might actually be just what the doctor ordered here. So yeah, I'd say, yeah, Defog Corv. We need to pair it with a Tusk, obviously, because, like, Corv is not, Defog Corv is not real removal, or pair it with an Ace or something. But it's, that's a real idea. People saying please no Mola. I don't plan on adding a Mola. I don't think Wo-Chien is really a Pokemon that appreciates Mola. We might end up adding one if it fits the team, but I don't think it fits here. It's unlikely, I'll say, that we end up adding one. Let's see. I mean, there's Garchomp is always an option. Helm Garchomp. Okay. Maybe, and also multiple, it could be an option, but see, one of the issues is, well, let's think about this. The biggest one is, I'd say Clefable and Hydrapple. Clef and Hydrapple are main two. In particular, Clef. Because Clefable is just much higher usage. What is it at now? It's not like high usage, but it's, you know, at 5%, and it, like, if you see it, which we will. Ladder has a way of showing you what you don't want to see. If we see a Clefable, we don't do anything else. So I think we really want like a very solid Pokemon for that. Which I feel like Goldengo is kind of the conventional answer for that. Yeah, Flame Body Heat. Some people are saying Flame Body Heatran. No, because think about the Pokemon that actually use U-Turn. Like, a lot of them kind of destroy Heatran. I don't think Heatran's the move here, and I'm not a huge fan of Flame Body sets in the current metagame. They really, like, if you're going to run a Flame Body Heatran, you're going to be taking a lot of knockoffs, and I think at that point you need Wish support. No, actually, no. No, I don't think we do that. I don't think it's good at all. I mean, Heatran is not a bad Pokemon, but I think Flash Fire is really the move in the current metagame. Why do you consider Corv to not be real hazard control? Because there's this Pokemon at like 20% usage, depending on elo, at extremely high usage that blocks Defog, and you can't touch it. That's why Corv isn't real hazard removal. And it's on the teams where you'll most wish you could click Defog that Goldengo is going to be there. Okay. So I think what we want to focus on first is dealing with these walled by things. I think that's priority number one. One thing that comes to mind is Gliscor, because it actually kind of switches in on a lot of these really comfortably. Gliscor is, I think, one of the best switch-ins to Clefable that's out there, particularly Swords Dance Gliscor sets. So I could see that being good. I could definitely see Gliscor being good here. It's also really nice status absorber. It does a lot of what we want, honestly. But to really beat Clefable, it would need to be an SD score. And yeah, I think that's okay, though. Thank you very much, something or other, for the $20 donation. Really appreciate it. Seems like a good opportunity to make a green-themed team. I don't think so. No, we definitely don't want to run Hydrapple and Wo-Chien. I don't think that's a good way to start the team. I don't think that would be supportable. But I very much appreciate the donation. Yeah. Okay, so let's think about this. SD score. Does that appreciate what Wo-Chien does? I feel like it doesn't really that much. Because let's see, let's look at what Wo-Chien does. You know, handles D-Knight, knocks stuff off. This is stuff SD Gliscor does. So I feel like we're kind of... Yeah, no, I don't think Gliscor is the move. As optimistic as I was, I just don't see it now. I don't think that's it. Tinkaton, I think, is an interesting one to deal with some of these, but well, not really though. It's dealing with Hatterene, and it switches into Clefable really comfortably, which is why I like it. But, and yeah, guys, I can tell some people are going to be impatient with how long this building takes, but the beginning is always the slowest, trying to find what's best supported. Also, this is record-breaking viewership for building. Guys, let's like the stream. This is insane. We've never had this many people watching the building portion yet, ever. Yeah, Goldengo, definitely a real partner to consider. Does well with Corv. Not great with the birds, but does well with Hatterene. Pax. Kind of does well with Hydrapple, but we also don't need to have one Pokemon that does this all. We just need to make sure our team can switch into all of these. If we go Goldengo, I think that makes it very tempting to go with a Hazard stack, which of course makes Wo-Chien's strategy of forcing Pokemon out and knocking them off more effective. So that could be an angle. Team angles. I could see Goldengo Hazard stack being good with Wo-Chien here. Or maybe not Hazard stack, but some elements of Hazards at least. Well, no, Gliscor doesn't wall Wo-Chien because of Poison Heal, because you can Leech Seed, then click Knock Off, which will slowly chip the Gliscor down. And that's a big deal. Gliscor does lose that exchange, unless it's Swords Dance Knockoff. Or, actually, no, if it's Swords Dance in general, Wo-Chien is losing that exchange. P in chat asking me when Alomomola times Muck is happening. It's not going to happen. If I ran Alolan Muck, which I do plan on, it'll be with Rillaboom on a bulky offense team. Your worst nightmare saying we need a ground anyways, so might as well looks which one fits best and go work from there. Okay, grammatically a bit of a mess, but I do tend to agree. I think probably just adding, maybe going Tusk Gold is probably the move. Okay, wow, and Blip, thank you for the $9 saying Shiny Scizor for the green team, dream team. I do appreciate it. I don't know if Scizor is what we want here. Scizor is a good Pokemon. There's a chance we add it, but at the moment, where we're at in the building process, I'm not seeing Scizor as being really what we need. But let's check. Goldengo does appreciate some things that Wo-Chien does. It likes walling Kingambit. It likes switching in really comfortably to Ting-Lu. If we look at the Pokemon that really have a good time switching in on Goldengo, Wo-Chien comes in on them. Like Garg. So I think I like Goldengo a lot. And I actually think I want to go with like a defensive set. I think this is going to be best for us. Like a support gold. Because I just think it appreciates Wo-Chien more, and it deals better with fighting types, things like Zama. Now, we might end up changing the set later, but I do think gold is going to be our best partner here. I think they fit really well, gold and Wo-Chien. Thank you, Mr. S, for the $2. Wishing you a good stream for the 8th time. Incredible. And then another donation from something or other. $20. Thank you so much, saying I'll further nominate Meganium for the green team. The money is crazy. I gotta upgrade my mic or something. You guys have just been pouring in the funds. I really appreciate it. This is insane. This is insane. But no, I'm not doing the green team. We're not doing a green theme team. We're trying to build a good team. But yeah, I think Goldengo Hazard stack is going to be our best approach here, and I believe this is the way to go about it. I think this is good. Because if you think about it, what switches in on this defensive gold, right? Like with its Thunder Wave, it's going to be Ting-Lu, Garganacl, I guess Zapdos is kind of fair, but it's going to be Zapdos. It can kind of get knocked and sort of bullied by Wo-Chien. So that sort of helps a little bit of synergy there too, and that they work together to take down the same check. But yeah, it's going to be Garg, Ting Lu, and is that it? There was something else I could have sworn I was... Garg, Ting Lu, and Gambit are the things that really can switch in on this over and over. And those are all things that Wo-Chien deals with. So I think this is a really solid starting core. And I want to build off this. I think we found it. I think we found it. Lauren in chat being a hater saying, we want to make this team as offensive as possible, then adds a defensive mon. Yeah, well, you need defensive Pokemon. I'm saying we want to make it as offensive as possible while also having a defensive core. I mean, it's kind of a struggle. Building's hard. Lauren, feel free. You know, anyone can screen record. I want to see your attempt at Wo-Chien, and then I'll talk crap in the chat. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, though, we need a ground type. We will need a ground type. What will that ground type be? I think it's a good time to answer that question. I'm thinking probably a Tusk, but we don't have to put ourselves down for that yet. Well, here's the thing, right? I think Wo-Chien appreciates real removal, and I think Tusk is the Pokemon to do that. So I think it's got to be a Tusk. I think it's got to be a Tusk. This is tough. Just add the Mola already? I don't think Mola fits on this team. Shut up. Okay. I could see Ting Lu working here. I did consider it, but I think it does have a little bit too much defensive overlap with Wo-Chien for us to use it. I guess they don't do that much similar. They don't do that much similar. Thank you very much, Pig Perfect, for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. Saying Wo-Chien is a poor man's Decidueye. It's so not. Decidueye is a garbage Pokemon. Yeah, Decidueye is a poor man's Decidueye, for real. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Lu is the move. I think we can do better. We need a rocker. We definitely do need a rocker, and I think we do want a spiker here as well. Yeah, I definitely do see the Tank Chomp vision here. I really do, guys. I think we have to do at least one version with the Tank Chomp, because I think it makes so much sense. But if we go this route, I think we end up with no removal. Which is maybe okay, but I think that's where this path takes us. There is also the Great Tusk option. And should we have a Ting Lu option? Should we have a Ting Lu option? I don't think so. I think it has too many problems it shares with Wo-Chien. Maybe Gliscor. I don't think we go Iron Treads here. I feel like that seems a bit redundant. I think I'd always go Tusk over here. Wow, this is truly record-breaking numbers for the building portion, guys. Please like the stream. Let's make this a record-breaking stream. Let's do it. Let's make the Wo-Chien. I think the record is 337 viewers at once. Let's see if we can crack that. Because we need some, I think, well, there are other sources of removal. There is Quackwaval, which, whatever the haters say, I will continue to consider Quackwaval as real. I don't think we want to go. We need a spinner, though, so. Is there any, like, would we realistically run a Quackwaval? I don't think so. I don't see why that would fit with Wo-Chien. I feel like we already have enough problems. Like, Quackwaval, I feel like, is getting smoked by the same Pokemon Wo-Chien is struggling with. So I think our options are a removal stack with Chomp and then a non-removal team with Garchomp. We could go HDB Wo-Chien, but I feel like leftovers, it stays in for so many turns at a time usually. I think with Protect and just the set we're running, I think leftovers is better. Like, I'd rather just come in, eat the hazards, and then sit there for turns and turns on end. Yeah, EV Terra Electric Quackwaval is a fire Pokemon. That is true. But I don't think Quackwaval is the move here. Oh, a recommendation for neutralizing gas wheezing. So the problem is we want hazards up because Wo-Chien really appreciates them. And we're not that desperate for removal. Wheezing Galar teams like to run just Stealth Rock, and then they want hazards gone more than they want hazards up. On a team like this, where we both want hazards to be removed and we want Stealth Rock and spikes up, I think Spinner is the best option. I think we should just develop both of these. Let's start with the Garchomp version. So at this one, we go Helmet, and we just go Dragon Tail. Excuse me, Dragon Tail. Actually, let's go SR Spikes, EQ Tail. I think this is... thank you for the $10 donation from something or other. No particular reason for suggesting it, but have you considered Cyclizar? I did think about it, yes, for a minute. I didn't think it deserved mentioning, though. Especially with this team, like, we already have a knockoff user in Wo-Chien. Cyclizar struggles with a lot of the same things as Wo-Chien, like Clefable, like Gliscor, common knock absorbers. So I didn't think it would be a good move. But I will say, I really like this core of Wo-Chien Gold Chomp. I feel like it has a lot of desirable qualities. But this would be a non-removal team. And because it's a non-removal team, I think we do want to take this in a more offensive direction. I think we do want to take this team in a more offensive direction. We could run a Tusk here too. There's nothing saying we can't run 2 ground types. I just don't think, I think we'll end up not being able to fit it, is my concern. Is there a Toxic Spikes angle here to make Subseed extra pressuring? I don't think so, to be honest. There are a lot of, or excuse me, there are a lot of poison types in OU, which is part of the struggle. I could see maybe slapping on like a T-Spike Glow King, and that could maybe work, but no, I'm not super optimistic about that angle. Yeah, so I know Olo is good with Tank Chomp, but I don't think this is a team where we need Tank Chomp to be healthy. Olo Tank Chomp is a great core. Pig Perfect saying I think Iron Moth works great here. I do not agree. I don't think we want an Iron Moth. Maybe like a Boots Iron Moth with Toxic Spikes and U-Turn, but I don't think that set's very good. Yeah, someone else noting too many fairy weeks. Not necessarily. I feel like it's okay to have too many a few fairy weeks as long as you've got a solid enough backup core, but we probably wouldn't have it here. This is tough. No, we're not running a Tentacruel. I mean, I guess it does look kind of good. Like, technically. Garchomp version possible members. I'll write down Tentacruel. It doesn't look, actually, it doesn't look that bad here. Although I don't think it's the move. I feel like it's too early in the building process to make a we lose to list. We still want something that switches in and threatens Hydrapple. Which I guess Tentacruel does do. Yeah, no, honestly, Tentacruel does not look bad here. Like, to be, like, really, truly honest, it does not look that bad here. I still don't think it'll be good, because it's a Tentacruel at the end of the day. What does this team want? What do we want here? We need some Pokemon that are okay at dealing with at switching in on hazards that can take advantage of hazards. Okay. Let's just make it like we struggle with. We struggle. What are we, like, what is tough at this point in the process? Fire types. Wellspring. Fast Pokemon. Darkrai, Meowscarada. The amount of excitement by random people in chat about Tentacruel makes me think it's probably not the move. But I will nonetheless still consider it. I could see Iron Treads. Prevents us from, you know, having too many Fair Resist. Air Balloon Iron Treads in particular, I actually think could be cool here. That's a set I kind of fell in love with using that Sylveon team. Really good against webs. Yeah, Weavile, of course. Yeah, Darkrai, Meowscarada, Weavile. Yeah, Fairies. Ival in particular, yeah. Kyurem is pretty tough. Yeah, we need more offense. We definitely do need more offense. I'm trying to find Pokemon to add that push the game forward in an aggressive way. Any steel types that look good here? I mean, there's Treads, of course. I feel like Air Balloon Treads and Tentacruel could be really cool here. I wish I had time to develop all of these. If Wo-Chien doesn't suck, we'll probably do a part 2 and explore this more. Okay, let's... We could go the no removal direction. We could go the Treads way. We could go the Tentacruel way. I do genuinely think Tentacruel might actually be okay here, because we'd run Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam, Rapid Spin, Flip Turn, and I think it would genuinely be an okay Pokemon. It is actually pretty good at spinning. We run HDB, of course, to be fast, and actually, I mean, we could end up running maybe not HDB because we don't need to block webs. But no, probably we do just go that, and we can go with, like, you know, Liquid Ooze, which has not like a ton of options, but I mean, not a ton of help use, but it can like deal with Ceruledge and stuff, which is not bad. So I could actually see this working. Sludge Bomb is good for spreading poison. The combination of Sludge Bomb and Ice Beam, it's very rare that I think a Tentacruel fits on a team, but I dare say we may be witnessing an event in which it actually does look pretty good. You know? On the other hand, Treads is a much more conventionally, you know, better Pokemon. Air Balloon Treads, as we've seen it work well in the past, like Knock, Spinner, EQ. Like, this is a really strong set. It gives us more speed than Tentacruel. I'd like to develop both, and I think both have potential. I feel like Treads has more. Let's take a poll. I think I know what you guys are going to say. Which do we develop? Tentacruel and tread. Iron treads. But yeah, I think I know what you guys are going to say. But let's take a quick look. Okay, we got a lot of... Okay, it's clear to me which direction this is going. We'll end it there. I know there were a lot more people that didn't get a chance to vote, but your will has been heard. Let's give it a try. I don't think Tentacruel will be good, and if it's not, we'll fall back on Iron Treads. But actually, Tentacruel does kind of do a lot of what we want right now, which I think is super cool. So we'll go Timid. I think we want to outspeed... Probably we just want to outspeed Tusk. I think that's sufficient. I don't actually think we want to outpace Pecharunt. There are a lot of times where I'd rather be slower. This cruel world, somebody says. That's pretty funny. And I think we want to go a little bit in defense, or the rest in defense, rather, to deal with Ogerpon. I want to check Tentacruel against Ogerpon. How much is Power Whip doing? So that's one... Okay, so we're 248, 108. But like that's actually not that bad. So we are surviving. We're not switching in, but I didn't think we were. Yeah, I doubt this will be better than Treads, but we can just switch to Treads if it sucks. You know, it's not that tough to replace. The other thing is this set, it does help a little bit against Iron Moth, but not like a ton. So at this point, what are we struggling with? At this point, we struggle with... So I think stall still. I think we need like some offensive Pokemon here that are going to be make major progress done. Somebody says not enough speed for Kyurem. Kind of a good point. We probably ought to outspeed that. Let's hit... How much is Kyurem? 3. Well, at that point, let's just do Adamant Wellspring. Because Wellspring does run Adamant pretty commonly. 319. Let's hit 320. And actually, we would have wanted to outspeed Landorus either way, so we want to go kind of a bit faster. Let me just check with 40 speed. We're still surviving a Power Whip. Cool. Not an Adamant one, but we outspeed Adamant now. Let me actually check Wellspring, how often it runs Adamant. Okay, it runs Jolly a lot more than I thought, but... That's fine. I guess I'm just greedy. Down02, happy birthday. Down02, for those that don't know, is a hater icon in the chat. We love Down02. So yeah, I think we struggle with stall. I think we struggle with hyper offense. I feel like our kind of in the middle matchups are pretty good though. Yeah. So I think we want... I could see... I did tell Down02 happy birthday. Anyway, I get... that's just chat delay. Of course I'm going to tell Down02 happy birthday. He's like my favorite hater. So I could see Dragonite working well here. I think we do want some priority, and I think D-Knight, you know, really appreciates Hazard Stack. It likes gold. It likes chip on a lot of the Pokemon that we've kind of been prepared this team to get chip on. So I think Dragonite makes a ton of sense here. I think Dragonite makes a ton of sense here. Terra Normal, HDB, probably. So I think that makes sense. Dragon types, I think, are a bit rough. Dragon types, I could see I could see Ival working here well. It also has knockoff, which is good. We could run like a spec set, even like a boots offensive set, like mixed. Could be fun. Yeah, no, this viewership is crazy, guys. I think we can break the record today. We've never had this many people watching the building stream, even close. So guys, please like that. Also, I'm hardwired in today to the internet. I got it all set up. We will not have connectivity problems unless someone like chops down a tree or on the power line or something. But like we're looking good. So let's see here. I'd like something, ideally. I could see Zamazenta fitting, because I'd ideally like something that can naturally outspeed, you know, a lot of the Pokemon we're having that are threatening. A lot of recommendation to change the Wo-Chien, or one recommendation to change the Wo-Chien set to be like a Ruination Taunt set. I just don't think that set's good. I'm going to run this set because I think it's the only set of Wo-Chien that is actually at all good. Well, no, but I've done Saturday streams before. I do them every week. This is just crazy. Zama, Ivel. Any other really good sources of priority that could work? I mean, I guess there is Scizor. I could definitely see that working. Thank you, Bren. I appreciate the compliment. I guess there's low kicks, but I don't really think that fits here. But there technically is low kicks. No, but I feel like that has just too many overlapping issues. CB Ival could be fun. CB Ival's a good... No, but then the problem with CB being we would kind of lose to Clefable, which is already sort of a problem. Well, not really, because we guess we have gold, so maybe that'd be okay. Scizor, D-Knight, Ival, Zama. Specs Ival would give us priority as well, which is pretty cool, but I don't know if like Vacuum Wave is really strong enough to legitimately consider that priority. Yeah, I do feel like Ival is a really strong choice here. I feel like we really need somebody to switch. I think we need either D-Knight or Zama to be last, though, because of the Wellspring concerns. Let's try Valiant Dragonite. Does that leave us doing poorly against anything in particular? Fire types look kind of tough. No, not really. Do we get cooked? I think if we do this, we do want to go specs on Ival, though. Yeah. I don't think we go Psyshock. I think we go specs knockoff. That really gets stall. Lots of fairy weeks. That's true. This does leave us with 4 fairy weeks. That's probably too many. I fear that may be just too many. 4 fairy weeks is not good. And we don't have, and like an Amorous would destroy us. So I don't think this can work. Maybe Scizor then is best for last. But I think that leaves us in too bad of a spot against Wellspring. Yeah, Weavile's still pretty rough too. Let's just list down some Pokemon that kind of beat us. Like Cinderace, honestly. Not like immediately, but it'll get there. Yeah, we need priority. Like Darkrai, Weavile, Dragapult's kind of a problem. I think we go Terra Fairy. Well, we might stay Poison. We'll stick with Poison for now, but I'm thinking if Dragonite ends up being a problem, we'll go Terra Fairy on Wo-Chien to help deal with that. Wellspring is not real, someone in chat says. That's the worst take I've ever heard. Literally the worst. What's the name of the notepad? It's literally called Notepad. It's like the one that comes default installed on computers. Zama Scizor could be the move. I could see that, but then that seems like super weak to the birds. I guess we kind of have ammo for the birds, though. I could see Zama Sizz working out. Stone Edge Zama for sure. I could see Double Band being good. Probably we don't go with that, though. Any space for Hatterene? No, Hatterene doesn't really fit well in Hazard stack. Because, like, you generally want to stack hazards as somebody else also stacks hazards. And Hatterene kind of, like, you know, it's not that, it's not great. Urshifu, how tall am I? I'd rather not be specific, but pretty average. You would not be, like, my height would not shock you in one way or the other. Yeah, I think Scizor is good here. I'm a little worried about adding Zama, because I feel like Gliscor is going to be super annoying, though. Let's try Zama Scizor. And we'll go HDB Zama, CB Scizor. We'll see how this goes. I think this is the move. I don't think there's anything that, like, totally cooks us, but let's take a look. Like, a Wispalt is looking pretty rough, but I don't think there's any... Like, we definitely go Terrafire Zama to help with that. I don't think there's any, like, quick answer to deal with that. Not having our only Wisp immunity be gold is kind of difficult. There are a couple tough matchups. Iron Moth is not great. We'll put Shiny Sizz for all the people that wanted green theme team. We'll put the Shiny Scizor. This thing isn't green shiny, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, we're doing the green themed. As much as we can, at least. I could see Dragonite Scizor being better here. Double priority in some cases can substitute real speed. We can feel that situation out as we go. At the moment, I think Zama's going to be better. So we go Stone Edge, CC, Crunch, Ice Fang, I think is our best option here. Raging Bolt looks kind of tough is the thing. I am freaking worried about Raging Bolt. Or like Terra Ground on this. That's not really solving the problem, but I guess it helps a little bit. Yeah, because how much is Raging Bolt doing to Wo-Chien? Probably way too much. Yeah, like that's way too much. Yeah. Maybe we do just go D-Knight then, because Terra Normal D-Knight pretty helpful for dealing with Bolt. How do I beat Core of Gold mostly? But yeah, that's kind of a threat as well. Yeah, Raging Bolt is tough. Let's see if there's a way we can get around that. I'm really antsy to play with this team. I really just want to like let it rip, but let's not, and let's think about things and not be bad players. I will say Treads would help with that situation. Probably Treads is the move here. It does help with Raging Bolt. But let's just try this. Let's try Dragonite. And we'll give this a go. DD, Extreme Speed, Ice Spinner, Earthquake. And I'm actually going to go Jolly on this, so we outspeed Pult at +1. I don't know exactly how much speed we need. Honestly, we probably just go max. Adamant, I think, is a lot more popular in Dragonite, and I'm very greedy, so it really hurts my soul to do this. But I think it's the right move. Let's check. Like, how many of these run Adamant? Yeah, Adamant is... Jolly is pretty rare, but I think it's the right move here. Because it helps us a little bit with Dragapult. And on this, we can just go Terra Steel. We're not going to have a Wisp Immune, but we can go Terra Fairy Gold, which is really good against those the Pults that are running Wisp. And we can maybe go try Terra Fire on Wo-Chien. I could see that being the move. We're going to just try this first, though. Yeah, I think ultimately Treads is going to be better, but I want to give Tentacruel a try. We could run Quick Attack last on Scizor. It's actually not bad. It helps with a couple things. Not enough, though, I think, on this team, because we have Extreme Speed D-Knight. I don't think it's worth it. Let's just go... Given that we have Wo-Chien not outspeeding Gambit, let's make the Scizor outspeed Gambit, so we'll go 219 on this for the Jolly ones. And then I think the rest of this... Oh, let's make that female. 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 Okay. And then this is also female. We want to outspeed Raging Bolt. I think, what is it? Max speed Raging Bolt hits again. We want to at least get there. 240, so we want to hit 250. So we'll do that. We'll get to 250 right there, and then we'll go 248 and max defense. I'm a fan of really fat Chomp. I don't like the really speedy ones. I feel like it's just not that necessary. And we'll go Terra Ghost on this for spin blocking. I think that's only natural. We'll try Terra Poison for now. It is a slow team. It is a slow team. We're counting on Priority to be our saving grace here, and our fastest natural Pokemon is Tentacruel. Usually not a good idea, but Gen 9 breaks a lot of rules. Gen 9 breaks a lot of rules, and I think it might be okay. But maybe not. Maybe I'll be totally wrong about this. We'll find out. We'll find out soon. And we'll go defensive on this. I think we do want to outspeed Kingambit. Paralyzing that could be crucial, so we will go for that. But otherwise, we want to go really just bulky gold here. Okay, let's just run it and see what happens. I think we're ready to give this team a try. As I said, I feel like probably treads, but here's going to be the real test. Because maybe we built a good team, maybe we didn't. Ton of ways you could take Wo-Chien. As you guys saw in this initial building process, there are so many things one could do with Wo-Chien. And so many things it does that are kind of unique. And there are a lot of different directions we could take this team. So the test of whether we get a part 2 is really about to come. Will Wo-Chien do something, or will it be absolutely useless trash? That's what we're about to find out. However good or bad our team is kind of, I mean, it's not irrelevant because I really like it to be good, but if Wo-Chien doesn't perform, it's never going to. If Wo-Chien is just awful in practice and does not do what we hope it will do, no amount of building is going to make that good. You can usually get into a game and just tell if a Pokemon has potential. And I believed in it a while ago, but it's been a lot of metagame shifts since I've tried Wo-Chien, and maybe it's terrible now. Maybe it's terrible now. But let's see. Ora Fantastica, hater is always saying, I think I will get my butt handed to me with these cheesy teams. And immediately we see a Hydrapple. Obviously not what you want to see. But, thank you also very much, Blip. Thank you very much for the donation. Actually, wait, you did 2 donations. Oh, you're right. Shiny Dragonite. Okay. Why not Blast Fairy D-Knight? I think I need the Prio here, but I might give that a try. Also, I have to mute you now, so nobody sends me, you know, bad words. Okay. Thank you. This is Storm Zone for those that don't know. Appreciate the reminder there. But yeah, you're right. Shiny D-Knight is green. There we go. The team's more green. Okay. Now let's lock in. I kind of just want to start hazard stacking immediately. Probably just going to be a Tornadus lead though, so with that in mind, let's actually lead gold and go for a Thunder Wave. I think this is a pretty strong option here. If Torn wants to get knocked, that is awesome. Let's see. We're at 1700s. I thought we were higher. I actually gained a lot of elo recording background footage for that Dragonite video. Just like spamming a bunch of Dragonites on a terrible screens team gets you really a lot of ladder success. Somebody in chat says, quick question, has anyone fought Body Press Terra Fighting D-Knight? Yes, somebody has. They talked about it in the video. It's pretty funny. But anyway, let me lock in on this game. Okay, immediate U-turn. What'll it be though? What do we see come in? Is it Gambit? Paralyzing Gambit would be nice. It's going to be Tusk. Okay, fair enough. I actually think I'm okay because I don't die to Headlong Rush. I'm okay to just click Make It Rain. Deal some damage. I think that's fine here. Our opponent may choose to double out here, but I would gladly getting the hazard removal killed would be huge, and that's actually awesome because we're going to get to damage this Tusk big time without even having to hit it, or without even having to take a massive hit. Now, I actually do think we want to stay in and click this again. I could have gone into Garchomp there, but it wouldn't quite have killed, and then we would have had to face an Ice Spinner next turn. So Tusk being dead, really, really nice there. And I think we can go immediately into... Well, so the Goldengo is going to, I think, spin block us forever. I think we just have to accept that rocks will be up this game. But we can go Tentacruel on the knockoff, and we can flip turn into our Garchomp and start stacking up our own hazards. And I think that will be... I think we're going to get the better end of that deal. Yeah, hazards do look really good here, and I think they're going to be big for Wo-Chien. I actually do think Wo-Chien could really be doing some stuff this game, especially with Kingambit being there. Yeah, so I knew Torn would knock. And now we can just flip turn out. I imagine a U-turn. You really don't want to stay in here because if you lose your rocks, you're in a terrible spot. I will say, Iron Treads here would be very capable of spinning. So, you know, that is a point in Treads' favor. It's looking more and more likely that Treads is probably the right answer here. But we're going to get up our rocks here, unless this is like modest, you know, specs Goldengo. But it looks like no. That did do a lot. Based on the damage of the first one, I do think we die here, unfortunately. Oops, let me check, double confirm this. That is pretty fast for a gold. But let's see. That did not do that much. That did only 55. So it could be a low roll. Could be... No, it couldn't be no special attack. So probably just a low roll. I don't think a lot of them run like mixed sets. Do we preserve? I think we do. A spike would be really good. I think I would actually like to go Tentacruel here. And I feel like on this team, I'm guessing this gold is Scarf. I actually want to try Rapid Spinning. Okay, yeah, this is definitely locked in here. So one thing we can do that's pretty interesting here, we can flip turn into our gold and we can heal our Goldengo up, which our opponent really does not want to see. So I'm going to go for one more Rapid Spin. We actually could just keep staying in here. I think I'll Rapid Spin again. This is fine. And then we can go Wo-Chien here. This gives us a nice entry opportunity. This thing at this point is definitely scarfed and locked in. So, and I think to kick it off here, we just want to go for a knockoff. Tornadus going to come in. It is not Boots, so we are going to knock off and see the AV there, which is cool. Are we okay with letting Wo-Chien lose its leftovers? I don't think we are in this matchup. So I'm going to Protect to heal a little up. Well, we might be, though. It's kind of a tough question. I don't think we want to let Wo-Chien lose its leftovers. But maybe its leftovers aren't really that good with Hydrapple hanging around. So it's kind of hard to say. I feel like I want to Terra Steel Scizor this game, so it doesn't take so much hazard damage. And I think that looks really good. So that would be my inclination here. We could honestly... We really could actually sack Tentacruel here, go Scizor, and just Terra Steel and start swinging. I don't think that's a bad move at all. I think the early Terra Steel here actually makes a ton of sense. And I'm doing this not really because we need the power. I mean, that helps, obviously. Well, hold on. Let's just make sure we don't... If this thing Terra fires here, do we kill with Terra Bullet Punch? We actually don't. So that is a big factor. Well, that is against max HP. Let's check the Wo-Chien damage on knockoff. We did... So this does indicate max HP. But then again, I think we win with Dragonite if this thing turns out to be... Also, we probably want Roost on this. I just kind of realized I don't think we want Ice Spinner. Helped us in this matchup, but I don't think we want that. I think if this thing Terras, we do probably just win with D-Knight. So I think we do Terra Steel Bullet Punch. Okay, and in comes Hydrapple. Obviously not what we wanted to see, but not the end of the world either. We go into Dragonite on this. Yeah, we go into Dragonite on this, and we can threaten with an Ice Spinner. Okay, great, and it went for that, which I'm surprised to see, but of course really pleased. I think I'm just going to Ice Spinner. I don't think I need to make reads here. If the guard comes in, we can go into Wo. Wo is Chien. It's like Wo is me. You get it? Anyway. We're just going to Ice Spinner here. A lot of these are also Terra Fairy, which would be really bad, which would be like really good for our Scizor. So if they Terra Fairy here, we're kind of okay, which is cool. Yeah, but Cruel has not performed well. I mean, because it can't really spin on gold, which is the problem. And I think this thing's going to just probably try to Trick here, would be my guess. Do I just take the Trick and Earthquake, or do we try to go into gold? I think we try to go into gold because we can sub up with Wo-Chien if and they do try to Trick. So we've caught them in their BS, and I think I like just paralyzing here, probably as a King Gambit enters. Okay, we miss. That's not good. Let's go Wo-Chien. Okay, there it is. And let's Leech Seed this time. I think probably the Tornadus comes in. I don't think you want to lose your boots on Hydrapple. And I think Leech Seed's just going to generally hit everything pretty well here. Okay, there's the Tornadus in as expected. Let's protect. So this U-turn will not do a whole lot of damage. Also, guys, this is nearly at record-breaking viewership. We get like a dozen more viewers in here, we'll have broken the record. Let's make it happen. Do we leave in the Wo-Chien? I really don't want to let it get knocked off is the thing, but I think at this point we do. I think we stay and knock. Okay, I'm glad we did, because I think that's acceptable. I think we're okay with that. We don't mind. Taking a knockoff would have been brutal, but we're okay with taking a U-turn. As you can see, despite being 4 times, that only did like 30%, because Wo-Chien's the GOAT. But our team we see is really not appreciating hazards, and I think Treads is just better removal than Tentacruel is. So that's... we've got to consider that, guys. Unfortunately. We must consider that. Now, it would increase our fire weakness, but not honestly by much. Tentacruel isn't matching up that well into a lot of fire types. Okay, we get the knockoff on the apple. That's pretty good. I think we just have to go Dragonite. Okay, interesting. I'm surprised to see that. Extreme speed here is not killing. It's not killing, yeah. Okay, I think we Ice Spinner. I think this Tornadus is just going to take the knockoff here. They could U-turn, which is a very real possibility. I think we just Ice Spinner. Okay, there's the U-turn. Not ideal. Okay, never mind. It is ideal. We Ice Spinner the Hydrapple. I am shocked to see that, but that is really good news. I think we immediately Earthquake. I think our opponent's in a back against the wall, and yeah, they're going to go for that. Yeah, that was just... now that was like kind of a call out, which I generally do not support. I generally think people ought to play safer, and I stand by that. And we see that this is a Boots Garg. Obviously not what we wanted to see there. I think we just Earthquake here and take a little bit of... okay, really interesting that we see this come out. So this is not good. This is not good, because now this can threaten us a lot, but... yeah, whoa, that's really bad. We need to go immediately into Wo-Chien. So this is going to be Body Press. Bold will... this could kill us here. I think we protect. I don't think you ever go for another Iron Defense here. Yep, okay, sure enough. Do we knock off or do we Leech Seed first? I think we have to Leech Seed. I think we absolutely have to Leech Seed first. Let's see how much we take. Okay, we're surviving. We can sub up here. But the Hydrapple's kind of just going to come in. Can we do enough damage to the Hydrapple with knockoff? With regen, I think if we knock here, we do enough damage, yes. Let's protect. I'm going to hope the Garg doesn't think we have sub. If the Hydrapple comes in here, that would be an L. We're just going to hope it doesn't come in here. But we can at least pressure with Garchomp. But this being a Terra, this being the Garchomp, I mean the Garg set it is really not ideal. I was really hoping we did not see this set. So bad news, obviously. Also, guys, we have just broken the stream viewership record. Okay, it stayed in. Incredible news. Incredible news. We're seeing Wo-Chien in action here, folks. Okay, now I'm going to click knockoff. I think you either recover here or you switch to Hydrapple. Okay, folks, we are freaking doing it. It is happening. We can PP stall this thing out of recovers. It is the vision. Oh my gosh, guys, it is happening. There's, yep, Tornadus comes in. This is great. This is incredible news. Hydrapple comes in. Okay. We definitely want to get hazards up as soon as possible. I think that's like priority number one. I don't think you ever go for the earth power. I'm going to bring in Scizor. If we get smoked by an EP, we get smoked by an EP. But okay, we didn't. I figured we wouldn't. Now we're going to click U-turn. Tornadus comes in. That's fine. We can just go D-Knight on this. And then I actually feel like I want to Dragon Dance here, because I don't think Garg can take... How much did we do with Earthquake to Garg before? 41. Yeah, so we're if we DD here, we're doing enough damage. And it misses Oblique Wind, which is great, obviously. So we can now Ice Spinner. Guys, like the stream for that. Breaking the viewership record and using Wo-Chien while doing it. Oh, and we get a critical hit. Obviously lucky, but at that point, I don't think it mattered. Guys, Wo-Chien just saved the game. Wo-Chien was knocking stuff off. It was pressuring stuff. It got some kills. It was stopping sweepers. It was pressuring King Gambit. Yes, dude, that was... Heck yeah. Come on, guys. Like the stream for that. Oh, wow. Wo-Chien doing something and record-breaking stream viewership. This is an incredible day. Woo! Okay, Wo-Chien is actually looking fire this game. Oh, and we're facing someone in the top 30, so let's see what elo they're at. 1982. Okay, we got a real challenge here, but I think we can actually win this. I'm feeling optimistic. I think we lead with Garchomp. Priority number one should just be getting up hazards here. We have a Goldengo which can stop defog forever, so we just stack them up. And Hippowdon does not get toxic anymore, so I think this is always just a free Wo-Chien. This thing can never touch us. And I think we just knock to start off. Yeah, okay, we're going to get Whirlwinded out here, which is not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. It's going to be Slack off last. Let's go gold here to preemptively cover a switch. Okay, we just get that happening to us. Fine. Okay, probably just going to Earthquake here. So let's go D-Knight again. Okay, Clodsire. Interesting. Let's just Earthquake. If we get countered, we get countered. I don't think D-Knight's super important in this matchup. Well, it could be important for Manaphy late game. What are the odds we get countered here? They're not zero, but let's go for it. Okay, we see Corv come in. Obviously, it's Goldengo here. But yeah, whoa, it's actually looking so good here. I feel like our matchup is actually really freaking good. Okay, there we go. We go for that. We don't get it. Fine. Scizor, I think, is good. I don't see a problem with just going Scizor here and clicking knockoff. It looks really strong. And we can spin on Sinistcha. Okay, there in it comes, but so be it. We can't play carelessly. I think I've got to play... I think I probably should have just attacked there. But let's Ice Spinner here, hopefully on a Whirlwind. Okay, Corv going to come in, fine. We go gold, obviously. We always go gold here. But yeah, we can spin on the Sinistcha. Let's Hex just to, just throw some damage off on the Claude. Just to do something. And then I think we go Scizor and we U-turn. Okay, good EQ. Yeah, let's U-turn this time. Okay, Core's gonna... This is kind of irritating. I think it's Tentacruel time. Actually, no, it's not. Let's just flip turn into gold here. I forgot about that. We don't want it to defog. We really don't want it to defog. Okay, it's just gonna go for that. Let's make it rain the Claude. Yeah, we need to get these hazards dealt with. I think I'm going to go into this, and I think we spin right away. Okay, Sinister's got it. This is fine. This is fine. We Sludge Bomb this. We have Liquid Ooze. That's like this thing's worst nightmare. Yeah, we're going to keep Sludge Bombing. Yeah, there we go. If it Matcha Gotchas, it gets hurt. So we just Ice Beam. This thing's about to die. This is kind of why you run Tentacruel, is to deal with Sinistra. I will say, though, even in this game, I feel like Clodsire would be better. Strength, you're about to get hurt, buddy. Yep, Liquid Ooze. Liquid Ooze, baby. Tentacruel had a moment. Clip it. Roll it out. Come on. That was pretty cool. You got to admit. AI summary. Viewers are excited about the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet tournament, as if there's a tournament going on, and the performance of the Pokemon Wo-Chien. Like, what is that? Come on. Like, speak like a human. Do we just want a Rapid Spin here? We could Terra Ground to survive, like, longer and then Rapid Spin. Are we okay with burning our Terra? I feel like not really. Let's go D-Knight. And let's Ice Spinner here. Manaphy comes in. Okay, the Manaphy is in. This is like the threatening Pokemon of this game. That Ice Spinner indicates a lot of HP. I'm really worried about what set this might be. It's Boots, which, what does that tell us? Not a lot. I think we just click high base power Earthquake and see what happens. Scald. Okay. I'm okay with this getting burned. This Manaphy, I think, is the most threatening Pokemon on my opponent's team. I think we just take this damage. Okay, it's Rest. Probably Rain Dance set, I'm going to say. Is it Sleep Talk? We'll find out. It is Take... Okay, I see the set now. Yep. So I think what we do is we go immediately into Tentacruel. We Rapid Spin. Then I think we have to go Wo-Chien and Leech Seed and just hope we don't get burned. Unfortunately, I think that's our play. Wo-Chien getting burned would suck here. But, okay, and it immediately gets burned. Obviously, that's lame, but... Oh, and when we double miss Leech Seed? Dude, this is super bad. We can try to knock something else, but yeah, that's super bad. Wow, wow, wow. That was not good. Okay, jeez, dude, that was brutal. The immediate burn into the Leech Seed misses is like truly worst case scenario there. Yeah, that was truly, truly terrible. Let's go Scizor here, I think. And why did we get Goldengo dragged out too? Like, there were so many things there that if they got dragged out, I would have been happy with, but that was not one of them. We can go Scizor on the Claude, and I think we can now click Knockoff, and we're going to get something. I don't think Hippo can survive two of these anymore. Never mind, it low-key can, but like maybe not. Okay, we knock the Corv. That's huge. And we outspeed, we're going to kill the Corv. That's actually big. Killing the Corv is big. Can Tentacruel come in and live here? No, it can't. I don't really want to go Garchomp because it looks so threatening, but I feel like that might be our best play. Here's an idea. We go Gold first as kind of like a transition, then we go Cruel. Because you don't... Okay, they clicked it, but we survived. Oh, because it was calcing a much more attack-invested mana. So we can Rapid Spin here. Okay, we're going to Leech here. Let's not miss again, Wo-Chien. Let's go D-Knight and start dancing, honestly. Let's go D-Knight and start dancing. I think that looks really threatening here. I respect the immediate rocks. I think that was the right play. Why does Goldango keep getting dragged out? This is like not the thing we want to be on the field. This is so irritating. Oh my god. Let's DD and hope we don't get burned here. We get immediately burned. Okay, sick. At least Hippo's not coming back. But like, this is super lame that we keep getting burned immediately. Like, worst possible turns every time. I think we can still win with Wo-Chien, though. Like, I think Wo-Chien comes in here and wins, but it would have been a lot easier if we didn't have to go through this crap. But let's go Wo-Chien now. But yeah, we definitely are getting RNG'd on here, for sure. Okay, in comes the Garg. We sub here, because I think they're going to Salt Cure. Yeah, and then we Leech. I think, Wanawa, I know you were saying to run Foul Play. I think we can now both agree that sub is the boss. It's Body Press. Why is it always Body Press? I guess we protect here. We could Terra Poison, but I don't think that's great with Claude, and then we wouldn't resist Skull anymore, so. But yeah, sub has been clutch. You cannot deny that. Oh yeah, no, we got really lucky with D-Knight not getting burned by mana earlier, although it didn't matter that much. But since then, we've just been getting burned immediately every time. It's been really sad. Although I think I could have probably played it a little better by not bringing in Wo-Chien on Scald, so we could, like, knock the mana. Risking it on Wo-Chien was a bad play, but I think we still win this unless we miss a bunch of Leech Seeds again. I'm pretty sure we still win this, unless, as I said, we miss a bunch of Leech Seeds. We can go for a knock here. It's Terra Grass. Are you serious? Like, are you really? Dude. This has been a tragic game. What do we do? I mean, can we go gold and maybe Hex past it? I don't think. Can Scizor kill maybe with a Bullet Punch here? Okay, I think we go Garchomp. We Terra Steel Bullet Punch here. We have to. Okay, can we go Dragonite and Ice Spinner, I think, is our move. Because Dragonite outsped earlier, right? Pretty sure Dragonite naturally outsped mana earlier. Yeah, so we outspeed mana, so unless it's a speed tie and we're about to get screwed there too, but I don't think so. So we can go into this, we can Ice Spin or we can kill the thing. Okay, we go immediately into Garg on this. The mana's dead on entry, so I don't really understand saving it, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We go immediate gold, and we make it rain. Okay, we go D-Knight here. And now our Wo-Chien's dead. Oh, I should have gone hard Wo-Chien. I totally was like mind blanked on spikes. Let's go gold here to catch the Garg, but we lose. Yeah, I should have gone hard Wo-Chien. No, but honestly, it wouldn't have mattered because they just sacked Hippo. Yeah, honestly, I'm blaming hacks. Like, well, that's not true. We played poorly. This could have been played better. I shouldn't have risked burn, but at the same time, even with our playing, if we didn't get supremely unlucky, we would have been totally fine here. Let's go for 2 make it rain critical hits and then try to kill a Clodsire, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like, we can Hex, maybe PP stall, but, like, no. We do lose this. GG. That was really unfortunate. That was really, really unfortunate. We almost beat that 1900s player. I think the only reason, yeah, we basically lost because of a ton of burns and Leech Seed misses. Because if Wo-Chien was healthier, that would have just meant so much. But I misplayed as well. But that was not the team's fault. That was my fault. That could have been played better. But that's really sad. I feel like we did not deserve to lose that game. Anyway, let's do this. So unfortunately, it's a Cinderace. Obviously not what you want to see as a hazard stack. I think we just get up rocks to start and go from there. Yeah, also, like, Terra Grass? Come on, man. Like, what was that? It's fine. It happens. As I said, I could have played better and won that game had I not risked Wo-Chien on the burn, pressured Manaphy other ways, it would have been. Think Lewis asking how Turbo has been serving me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Actually, yeah, that's true. Whirlwind brought out Goldengo every single time, which was so annoying. Like, all we needed was for, like, basically just anything else would have been great. Let's go gold on the probably Draco. Okay, that did a lot. I think that's choice specs confirmed. Yeah, that's choice specs confirmed. We're in a pretty good spot here to go for a T-Wave, though, so let's do that. Okay, we T-Wave a Meowscarada. I think I'm going to go Garchomp here, because I think you probably just knock off. I'm going to Earthquake, because I think we might get Wisped. Oh, Pyro, please don't burn. Okay, we kill Cinderace. Incredible news. Super surprised we take those. I think we immediately just Terra Ghost and start hazard stacking. That feels pretty good to me. Yeah, let's do that. Well, no, that'll make Raging Bolt a nightmare. So let's rethink that course of action and go into Wo-Chien. And let's protect to scout for, well, will close combat kill here? It will not. So let's just go for a Leech Seed instead. Okay, cool. Let's protect. Oh, it's a snail from that movie. Right, you're right. Do we sub here? I think I like sub here. Let's sub up. Okay, let's protect. Okay, it's just going to U-turn. Let's Leech Seed. That's fine. Let's protect again. And let's knock off. See, U-turn not doing that much from Corviknight. Wo-Chien's really bulky, so a lot of the fat U-turns do like 0 damage. Okay, we remove the specs. That's pretty cool. Let's protect here. Draco will do a chunk. I think we eat the chunk, though. I think we're okay to just, like, take it. Don't put this in a vid, please, thanks, says Cappy. That's pretty funny. Are we going to get the forfeit to the Wo-Chien? I'm not saying GG till I see a forfeit. Yeah, okay, no, they're not forfeiting, so they're just being one of those. We see the forfeit, GG. We got a Wo-Chien rage quit in the house. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Let's do it again. Okay, HF. All right, this, unfortunately, there's a Hatterene. Otherwise, this looks like the kind of team that Wo-Chien ought to be good against, especially Terra Poison looks really good here. I really hope we can kill the Hatterene somehow. Actually, I kind of want to lead Garchomp. How much is Hatterene doing to Garchomp with Draining Kiss? Not that much, actually. And it's taking a lot from Helmet, so I think we lead Chomp here. Okay, that's not good. Let's go immediate Scizor, and let's knock off. If we get Terra Blast fired, we get Terra Blast fired. Okay, looks like we're going to knock a Kyurem. That's pretty good, obviously. And loaded dice gone. I think we can pretty happily go into gold here. And let's just make it rain. Okay, that turned out pretty well. Okay, I think Tentacruel flip turn is the play. Okay, Psychic, that's like, how did we see the one Iron Moth in the entire ladder was Psychic? But like, we're fine, we survived, but that's kind of annoying. Scizor, does Scizor kill? Scizor does kill here. But I think we'd rather go D-Knight E-Speed. Yeah, I think we'd rather go D-Knight E-Speed because Scizor is at risk of taking Landorus helmets. Yeah, let's just Ice Spinner that. Okay, it's Stone. Does that critical hit matter? Did that matter against Dragonite? Offensive. Jolly. That did 86. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that mattered. That's kind of unfortunate, but you know, what are you going to do? We can go Tentacruel and Ice Beam here. I kind of like that. Let's do that. Tentacruel actually looking insane this game for no reason. Yeah, D-Knight Stone Edge Death is unfortunate there. Okay, Kyurem's going to come in. We do outspeed this, though. We're EV'd to do so. So, oh, that did 0. Does Sludge Bomb even kill? Guys, Sludge Bomb does not kill. This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I had no idea this Pokemon was that weak. But let's flip turn and we can bring in gold, I guess. Let's recover here. Okay, and let's make it rain. Okay, it gets 4 hits, which is kind of annoying because we removed the loaded dice, but whatever, it's going to happen. We just go Garchomp, I think, and we just EQ. Okay, please don't be boost into Dazzling Gleam. Please don't be boost. Of course, you boost into Dazzling Gleam and you have Psychic. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why? Because of course, you got to run Psychic. Why would you have a coverage move like Energy Ball that hits way more? Let's go Wo-Chien. Knockoff, gotta be, right? Let's protect. Probably just going to be a U-turn here coming out. I'm pretty sure we can win this game with Wo-Chien. I think I want to go... I think I want to go Hard Chomper here. Nuzzle. Okay, we catch that. Good. We could Earthquake here. I think I actually want to rock. Okay, we got red. I didn't... Oh, D-Gleam is wild. A lot of these actually don't have D-Gleam. This is tough. I think... I kind of want to go Tentacruel and then Sludge Bomb. I think I'm going to do that because I'm expecting here my opponent will... Yeah, predict I'm going to try to Rapid Spin, and great, we got the poison. That is best case scenario. Really happy to see that happen. I think we can now win with the Woe. I think it's time. I'm really worried about it being Custap Berry, to be totally honest. Have we seen anything that would indicate it's not? It probably is Custap, isn't it? We should have gone gold. We could sub here, then tacked on the Custap. I think that's the play. Because I'm really getting the vibe that this is Custap Berry. Yeah, it's Custap Berry. Okay, my fears were not for nothing. I am a genius. I'm kidding, of course, but I am happy that we predicted that. Or not predicted, but you know, we got it locked down. I'm happy that we got that locked down. Do we Terra Poison here? I think we do. It's Sub-Zama. Dang it. This is not good. Because now we get cooked by Landorus. That sucks. Okay, oh, I forgot the... Oh, man. No, okay, we're getting farmed. Okay, we're getting farmed. We can probably maybe stall out this Zama. That's kind of our only hope. Yeah, no, this was super bad. I misplayed this one. We might want to go like Cloak on gold to better wall this. I should have, if we just kept Terra Fairy, we didn't need to Terra Wo-Chien. We could have had Terra Fairy. This was totally a throw. Totally on me. We did not need to lose this one. Let's go for double tact. We do get the double tact, but like, you know, it's not going to be enough. We need like a triple tact. We don't get the triple tact. Yeah, no, this was poor playing on my part. Try to Leech Seed, maybe go for a switch for no reason. All right, GG. Yeah, we should have just Terra Fairy gold. I have no idea what I was doing, no idea what I was thinking. Yeah. I think I kind of panicked when I saw the sub. I'm playing too fast today for really no good reason. But yeah, maybe Cloak would be good. But let's do a poll before we wrap up. I think Tentacruel cost us a lot there, to be honest. Like, every game Tentacruel did well. I think Treads, except for the one Sinistcha game, but almost in every game, I feel like Treads would have been better. Like, Air Balloon Treads would have been great here. You know, so okay, I think we get rid of the Tentacruel next time, but let's do a poll. Wo-Chien Part 2 without Tentacruel. And we ended 2-2, so we went even, and honestly, I feel like the losses we took were very much avoidable and the consequence of poor playing. Like, I think better playing could have won us both of those games. So, try to play a bit more slowly. Yeah, as I said, I kind of panicked there. Terra Fairy Gold would have been just fine. I think. Actually, maybe Zama Body Press did too much. Maybe we just need Covert Cloak. But no, Wo-Chien was honestly performing well. I think we just needed to support it a little bit better, but I think its performance pleased me, honestly. I was happy with it. Oh, yeah. Guys, we have a gym tournament coming up. So a gym challenge where you can battle with, like, kind of... There's an Elite Four of people on the pink Accord. And if you beat the Elite Four, you face the champion, which is me. So if that sounds interesting to you, do the gym challenge. So yeah, we're going to try it again without, as I said, it was fun to try Tentacruel, but it was really not a good Pokemon. Its stats were shockingly, like, the fact that it couldn't kill with a stab move, couldn't kill a Kyurem at like 30% health is insane and really bad. Yeah, its stats, its defenses were terrible. It was taking way too much damage from everything. It's not, I think Tentacruel is like not a terrible Pokemon, but I don't think it's a viable Pokemon. So Treads, I feel like Treads would be a lot better with this style of team and just get us a lot further. And I do believe in Wo-Chien. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much for attending. Record-breaking stream viewership. Really awesome. We'll try it again. And I'll try to end this on time. Go in 3, 2, 1.